Fraternity manifests differently through the seasons of life. The guy you set a screen for on the basketball court when you're 18 becomes the guy whose wedding you stand in, whose kids you know by name, whose parents' funerals you attend, because that's what you do for someone you love. And though guys aren't raised to use the L word with other men, Pike teaches us how. If you're an alum who is fortunate enough to have served as a chapter advisor, you have shared in all of these, as you see the young men you mentored become good husbands and fathers, successful in their chosen paths and professions, who perhaps join as a peer in fraternity service too. All of those have been part of my good fortune with Todd Jochem, a guy who I knew from the moment we met. He was a teenager, I was his chapter advisor, and I knew he was one of those truly special guys who was going to make an impact in whatever he did. And he did, in a big way. At Indiana State, where he was quarterback on the varsity football team while simultaneously serving as an officer in Theta Omicron chapter. He graduated with a 4.0 cumulative GPA in computer technology. That summer, the International Fraternity named him recipient of the Powers Award, now known as the Robertson Award, as the outstanding undergraduate in the entire fraternity. Then a PhD in robotics at Carnegie Mellon, where he designed and built some of the world's first self-driving cars, taking one of them on its no hands across America, cross-continental self-drive. As an entrepreneur, he built and sold 2 tech companies. In the private sector, his achievements included computer vision-based lane departure and drowsy driver warning systems, and for the Department of Defense, development of unmanned ground vehicle capabilities for missions such as wounded warrior extraction, improvised explosive device detection and neutralization, and sentry reconnaissance. Robots he's built have been elected into the Robotics Hall of Fame. There's a whole lot more, but I can't pronounce most of it, and Steve Vincent basically threatened my life if I took more than 4 minutes. I'm sure he meant to say 5. I'll just say that Todd was involved in the early days of what we now know as artificial intelligence. And if there was ever a question of the effectiveness of his pioneering work in defense robotics, take a look at what is going on in Ukraine right now. But he gave all those things up when his kids began their personal development, becoming a cheer dad for daughter Emma, then a football coach for his sons Ben and Eli. He came from a small southern Indiana town and took his basketball team to the state Final Four twice in the years when every high school in Indiana played in one single class tournament. Then as a high school football coach in the Pittsburgh area, he coached 2 state championship teams, young men who went on to play college football in Divisions 1 and 2, and then to the NFL. His younger son graduated from Indiana University after playing on IU's 24-25 college football playoff team. And he's a published author. If I had to summarize, and Steve says I do, it would read something like this. Small town Indiana kid, high school basketball standout, college football quarterback, dedicated member of Pi Kappa Alpha, married to Barb, his high school sweetheart, PhD, self-driving cars, devoted father, entrepreneur, highly successful coach, crypto guy, author, and soon-to-be grandparent. And now, coming full circle from when we first met, Todd is raising funds for Pikes at Indiana State as they prepare for a major addition to their chapter home. There's lots more, but most important of all to me, he made a commitment to the principles in the Pi Kappa Alpha ritual when he was 18, and he has kept that commitment, still living by them today. He personifies all that is best in us, and I am so proud of him. It's my honor to introduce Todd Jochem, PhD and loyal Pike.